Megyn Kelly, a former Fox News host, just launched a sexist attack against Kamala Harris, but immediately regretted it because it backfired immensely. So let's go ahead and hop right into this story. Now this comes from Raw Story, and they say, as Republicans pivot to a new 2024 presidential campaign strategy after President Joe Biden announced Sunday that he's ending his re-election bid and endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris to run, some right-wing pundits are hitting below the belt. And I mean, ultimately they have to, because they literally don't have any talking points against Kamala, because all of this time they've been focusing on Biden, and now that he's dropped out, they're like, shoot, we gotta do something, so let's just do low blows while we figure something out. For example, one GOP leader, Representative Tim Burchett, on Monday called Harris a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, while others in his party are suggesting that Harris found success a different way. Now, this whole story with Megyn Kelly got started with Matt Walsh, and you'll see how it connects here in a second. Matt Walsh, a far-right social media influencer, wrote via Twitter, Kamala Harris got her start in politics by sleeping with Willie Brown. She became vice president because Biden needed a non-white female on the ticket. So already right off the bat, just completely sexist and unwarranted comments, and it's just absolutely terrible. Now, she likely becomes the Democratic nominee for president because the guy at the top of the ticket has dementia. She's made a career out of begging for handouts from powerful men, a thoroughly unimpressive human being. So yeah, like I said, that was the Twitter post that started this whole chain of events. And I will address these allegations in a second because it is important and it's just misleading. Now, to this Twitter post, veteran author and journalist Dr. Naomi Wolf replied. And they say, this kind of sexist take from Republican men will not play well. Swing voters who are women are up for grabs. The Trump/Vance ticket needs them, and she slept her way to the top just repels many women and is not a good argument. And this is where we finally get to Megyn Kelly, because she replied to Dr. Wolf's reply. Former Fox News host Megyn Kelly replied to Wolf, writing, disagree. She actually did sleep her way into and upwards in California politics, and most women and men may learn that and see it for what it is. Evidence of an unqualified political aspirant getting ahead based on something other than merit. It's relevant and fair game. So yeah, like I said, completely sexist and completely unwarranted attack by Megyn Kelly. And before we take a look at some of the replies to this, because she did ultimately end up regretting her decision to make this comment, let's go ahead and take a look at these allegations because they are ultimately misleading and just not true. So I went ahead and pulled up this fact check from 4 years ago because this has been circulating for a while, so it's not really anything new. So this states it very clear, Kamala Harris did have a relationship with Willie Brown. However, while Brown was still legally married at the time, he had been reportedly estranged from his wife for at least 10 years. So that means that the claim that Harris had an affair with a married man is technically true. But given that Brown had been separated from his wife for more than a decade, the claim is very misleading. And probably the most important thing about this, Harris and Brown's relationship was not secret. They made public appearances as a couple many times. So yes, while this is technically by the very technical definition of what an affair is, this is true. But again, you're missing the complete context here. So when Megyn Kelly is saying that she used this affair to get a hold in politics, that's just not true. She was just simply in a relationship. But what's even crazier about all of these claims is that they are completely hypocritical coming from Megyn Kelly, because journalist Justin Baragona commented this. In her 2016 memoir, where she also recounted Roger Lees's sexual harassment, Megyn Kelly fumed over the rumors that she had an affair with Brit Hume, saying, quote, I hate that people might think I was getting ahead by sleeping my way to the top. And now she's out here shaming Harris. And here's the actual tweet where this happened, and you can see there are a ton of replies just absolutely roasting her for this. You did the same thing, Megyn Kelly, and you know which show. And this is why you'll lose. You're a disgrace to women. Megyn Kelly insinuated that Trump had drugs put in her coffee in her autobiography. Apparently, after crashing her career, she decided there was more money to be made sucking up the dirt-eating Trump entertainment complex. Yeah, we don't care about how you got your job, but that's not the way that she got her job. That's funny because rumor has it you did the same thing with your former boss at Fox News, Roger Ailes. This you, Megyn? Megyn Kelly says she did twirl before Roger Ailes too. Tell the truth, Megyn Kelly, how many times did you perform the twirl for Roger? And I think we should end on this one right here, because I think this points out a bigger issue with the Republican Party. MAGA going for the moral high ground. I truly hate disloyal people, from Eric Trump. Your father has cheated on every one of his wives, including your mother. So it's insane that Republicans try to paint themselves as the morally superior party. However, they have their fair share of crazy stuff too. So just keep in mind that we're gonna have more and more people like Megyn Kelly who are just saying these completely sexist things because they don't have any other attacks against Kamala Harris. And that's because Kamala Harris just doesn't really have any dirt on her. So they really have to do these low blows and just make stuff up because that's literally the only thing that they have. And really, this shows just how much the Republicans are panicking about this because they basically have no plan about how to tackle Kamala Harris. And I know I have been really enjoying watching them panic.